In 1984, George Orwell's classic critique of totalitarianism, the citizens are kept in line by appealing to the hatred and fear of imaginary foreign enemies, enemies with whom they have allegedly always been at war. It's a perfect example of the scapegoat principle, one of the most popular techniques of bad government. A nationalist leader doesn't have to take responsibility for his country's problems. When bad monetary policy led to a collapse of the currency, Turkey's Erdogan blamed the problem on a conspiracy of foreign governments, including the Jewish state. Whether there's no food to eat, no jobs to be had, or no end in sight to a devastating war, there's always a foreign menace to blame. And the answer to a foreign menace is always more government. Of course, more often than not, the threat doesn't really exist, or else it's exaggerated all out of proportion as a means of retaining power. This is where nationalism turns really ugly. Not only does it disguise the effects of bad policy or inept leadership, it creates hatred and division where none need exist. It turns people against each other, who not only shouldn't be fighting, but who should be actively cooperating to make life better for everyone. One of the biggest misconceptions about economics is the idea that every transaction has a winner and a loser. You hear it every day from politicians and pundits. America is in danger of being beaten by other countries because their prices are too low, their workers are too cheap, and their factories are faster than ours.
When was the last time you saw, as an example, this country beat China in a trade deal? Doesn't happen.
Nothing could be further from the truth. Whenever two people voluntarily make a deal, both parties end up better off. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it in the first place. If other countries want to sell us a better product at a lower price, we should rejoice. Not only do Americans end up with better goods in their homes, but also with more money in their pockets to spend on other things. We don't lose from foreign trade, we gain from it. We may not realize it, but foreign trade is essential to every aspect of our life. Your computer, your iPhone, even the American-made car you drive probably wouldn't exist without foreign parts. You sure wouldn't be able to afford them. Meanwhile, foreign companies like BMW operate assembly plants near Detroit, creating thousands of American jobs. That wouldn't be possible without the freedom to trade. Taking away that freedom doesn't make us stronger. It just gives us fewer options. In Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro closed his borders to trade, with the result that the country quickly ran out of food, beer, and other necessities. That's right, they ran out of beer. Not exactly a recipe for national greatness. And look over here, for half a century, the US government maintained an embargo with Cuba, making it illegal to trade with that communist country. The goal of the embargo was certainly not to make Cuba stronger. It was understood that without access to foreign goods, people suffer. It's a lot like claiming that we can improve Alaska by banning imported oranges from Florida. It just doesn't add up. So, nationalism turns good people against each other. It distracts from ineffective or corrupt government, and it impoverishes people by telling them where and how they must spend their money. The nationalist agenda not only hurts individual citizens as their rights are trampled in the quest for some illusory national interest, but it weakens the nation as a whole. This is the very opposite of what nationalists claim to want. Here in America, when politicians promise to put America first, maybe they're putting America last. Here's an idea. How about we treat people as people, regardless of where they come from or what they look like? And while we're doing that, if you want to wave that flag, wave it wide and high, I'll wave mine right along with you.